actually at the airport, at the port, because there was this attitude that okay, power, okay, money, power. Just if you just send money, forgetting that there's so many things that are tied up with that. Not an equivalent of the size of half of this nation, and to do a power project in the jungle. There are no roads now. You need that. You need that. So that is why we are talking of integrated power project. Integrated. So I want to assure you that there's a very, very, and all because we not put the right people in the right places. Yes. Go and look at the background of those who are ministers of energy in those days. Maybe one chief who failed the election, and they wanted to compensate him. He failed the election, he was supposed the president, he make him minister of power. Yes. But now you have experts. It's a difference. The president identified the key areas necessary to develop the economy. Okoje did not contest election. No, he did not contest election. Adesina was working for Rockefeller in Nairobi. They picked him to come there for agreed. What's his name? The Minister for Trade and Investment. What's his name? Aganga was working at Goldman Sachs. These people did not contest election. They are picked on the basis of their proven competence. That when you give them an assignment to do, you sit down, use their experience, their knowledge, and do it. Or pass on and the rest of them meant well. Yes. But the people who are choosing to implement were politicians and just poured money there. I did not work. But now the money is still there. Okay, we are looking for foreign investment. But to do that, we need people who are qualified. And people of integrity.
Excuse me, and also accountability. That's the most important.
Exactly.
And I wanted to ask you, this Exim Bank deal, are they going to be using Nigerian workers, or are they going to be using Americans?
Every bank serves the interest of its own nation.
I think the interest of Nigerian workers should also.
Yes. What is going to happen is that what they are doing that we solicited for American investors, private sector. First, all the various projects are going to be private sector driven. And in Nigeria, up till now, that's part of the thing the government is fighting. Over 66% of our earnings goes for current expenditure to pay salaries, leaving only 37% for development projects. You cannot develop if you go along that line. We are talking about removal of oil subsidy now. The oil subsidy, the figure has been doubled for more than 10 times. They say that just only about 10 or 12 people are sharing the money. Up to now, they are proving NPC. We don't know where they are going to land. There have been so many abuses in the past. So, what Exim Bank is doing is to use American investors. Exim Bank is US Exim Bank, not Nigerian Exim Bank. What they are saying that if you find American investors who are willing to invest in Nigeria, we guarantee them, we underwrite their loans and ally them with some US banks or some Nigerian banks. But then those equipments must be bought from America. We have no problem with that. But they want to also insist in that when they are doing it, that's what the embassy now did. We solicited for American investors. We also brought Nigerians to them. So they have deals, they have contracts with Nigeria. So that Nigerians will be part of the exercise. So to benefit Nigeria, as well as benefit America. Last time we were there, I'm talking of just this I came on Friday morning, up Thursday by 4 o'clock. I was with the vice president, with the chairman and all these people. What we are seeing is that, and when they left, the chairman and I left on Thursday. His 3 vice presidents were in Lagos to see Dangote, to see about Tudeko, to see Otedola, private sector people in Nigeria, to fish out more details. That's the kind of thing we are talking about. So what we in the embassy are trying to do to sensitize Nigeria there. American investors are coming. They come together to be part of the company, sign joint deals, make profit, and supply all this, but in a company in which Nigerians as well as American interests are included. That's our job. We bring Nigerians there to live with the Americans. They soon be coming here very soon.
Okay, I have another question. Well, I don't think it's silly. Why do we need Exim Bank? Don't we have enough money in Nigeria, given what we're hearing about legislators being paid, money being stolen?
I just told my sister. I said more than 2/3 of our national income is spent on recurrent expense, paying salaries.
Especially of politicians.
I haven't heard of ghost workers.
So why don't we clean house?
And we are doing, but we cannot wait until we clean that before we get money.
51 years, we're still cleaning house.
My sister, let us. I feel like you. You can, if you start proportionate blame, and to say we clean that, then we put electricity generation apart. We first clean, another 4 years before we clean. The generator will be out. You don't know what Agbada man will come in again. So what we are saying that yes, the cleaning process will continue. But right now, our national income 2/3 is spent on paying salaries. First thing, we are going to clean up the civil service. So many ghost workers are there. We throw them out, and maybe the amount we are spending on salaries will reduce to 50%. We have more money. But if you have to wait till that time, it means we are postponing the exercise of getting power. So what we have now, we cannot do anything except with look for foreign investors.
But we hear that the senators and the politicians earn more than the American president.
Oh yes, it's ridiculous.
Okay,
it's
so
ridiculous.
So well, it's not ghost workers. I don't believe it is.
It's part of the process.
It's part of the process. Exactly.
It's
They're
part
making
of it.
less than 18,000.
It's part of it too.
But the politicians, I mean, the senator earns more
I
than
think
the president of the biggest economy in the whole world.
I think they've been forced to reduce to accept reduction on their allowances. You know what they do? The salary doesn't matter, it's allowances. They've been brought to accept, I think, a 40% reduction in their salaries, which still leaves it too high anyway. If you hear what they earn. I mean, Arab Street can occur in Nigeria if you are not careful.
Yes, and I wanted to also point out that.
So that's there, but that's been taken care of. You see, we cannot solve this problem at a go. Otherwise, if you say you should clean up this before you start solving power problem, another 4 years will go before you clean up this exercise. You know?
Sir, sorry. And I know you noticed that there are only 4 of us. Why is it that there are only 4 of us? One thing is that a person cannot be government by himself. You need the people that you're governing to be part of the government. And unfortunately, the average Nigerian out there has been led to believe now that there's no point trying. And that is why there are only 4 of us.
Don't lose hope,
And I agree with you. The reason why we are doing this is to help carry the message that you're giving to us back to the people.
Please, don't lose hope, please.
And I will take that message out again. I run a website, Niger Mix, and we do all of this at the same time. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a notion out there that the average person believes the solution to power is to get rid of the hands of government in power, meaning that leave everything, at least the bulk of it, let's say 80% of it, to private investors and let the government. And
that's what the government is just trying to do is to create a conducive environment for the private sector to thrive. Why are we looking for foreign private investors? Why do you bring US Exim Bank? It's not for the government. We are using. I told you of Adebowale, GE, so many of them in Nigeria now. Those are American private sector collaborating with the Nigerian private sector to do this.
That is fantastic, but let me tell you, there is something I want to mention. It's not part of the, I just came back. I came back exactly 2 weeks ago from Nigeria too. And a woman, retired, I was telling them, a retired medical doctor whose husband was killed 2 years ago in Abuja, was kidnapped from her house in Owerri. She was kidnapped. A widow.
There's too many stories of that.
No, yes, see. Anytime I'm going home, you know what my husband tells me? Keep some money down for your ransom.
So all said and done, my problem again.
So I just want to let him know. I want you to take this to our president. Take this to our president. Is it because it's the ordinary people that don't have a voice that are being killed, kidnapped, and nobody is doing a thing about it? Is it because that it's Imo State or Anambra State, we don't have the kind of oil that River State has or Bayelsa has? Is that the reason why there is absolutely no foreign investment in Imo Abe? If you go to Aba, all the investors sold off and left because of kidnapping. You are not safe in your own country. You are not safe in your own village. You are not safe in your own house. And nobody is saying a thing about it. Internationally, nationally, nobody is doing a thing. Nobody is willing to invest in Imo State or Abia State because of that. Believe you me, nobody. I want to go home tomorrow, but I can't go because I'm afraid to be kidnapped.
I will reply to that. The thing is this. We've signed, I didn't want to bore you to details. We signed an agreement with the United States called the United States Nigeria Binational Commission Agreement. There are 4 stages of it. And that happened when Jonathan came and I came in front. One is transparency, governance, and integrity, by which the United States government assisted us massively in the conduct of that selection. Conduct a very good election, so that we can do it. The second one is Niger Delta and regional security. Third one is energy and investment, oil and gas. Fourth one is food security and agriculture. The aspect of Niger Delta and regional security has now been expanded as a different one. So regional security is a whole on its own. We have massive American support, more so when this Boko Haram happened, to deal with the problem of our internal security. And the first meeting on that is going to be held in Abuja before the end of this year. So, I just want to assure you that things are in place. And I understand your impatience.
No, I'm not impatient.
If
I'm impatient.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm impatient. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
If I were not government, I know about
Can I just quickly say something?
Yes.
Back to this Exim Bank situation. When I went to Nigeria this year, my mom is from Equatorial Guinea, and I went over there, and I see that most of the investors were Chinese, and the Chinese bring their own people to do the job. So the Guineans are being cut out of making a living. I do not want a situation where Nigerians,
don't worry, Americans are not like that.
And then we don't want too much American in
Eh?
I'm being honest. I'm also an American.
Let me
say it. We don't.
Yeah, let me
We
follow.
have to be careful.
Let me follow up with that.
On that
We
issue.
want to thank you, sir, for taking out the time to have this audience with us. We have an official letter here from the Nigerian media match that we'll hand to you. I also want to mention, in reference to what this match, I don't know if you've heard the reports from Lagos. The people in Lagos and the people in other regions of Nigeria are saying we shouldn't even just focus on the issue of electricity, because the light issue now is a euphemism for what they mentioned earlier, a sense of having accountability, a sense of having transparency in the government. And we're glad that you say the Jonathan administration has pledged to do all that. But you have to know, and I have to be frank with you, that the Nigerian people are impatient. It's about time that these things start happening.
I am also impatient. If I were not here, I'll be with you.
Yeah, and this movement might generate in Nigeria towards a movement of actually occupying places, because we're tired, we're fed up. And in terms of the foreign investment you mentioned, some of the companies you mentioned happen to be companies with tainted backgrounds.
Exactly. Like Halliburton.
Yeah, so Halliburton, the GE. So we're wondering, these people are people that invest in, in they're profiteering companies in war.
I didn't get to the
warfare.
I'm sure there are more than 20 American companies. That's the one that came to my head.
Okay.
So they are good one. In the assessing, in giving them contracts, the government is fully aware. You know, taking shares to court. So I just gave you the names that came to my head.
Because Halliburton, you remember what
I
happened?
know you're telling me.
Yeah.
So we know what you're talking about.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
I really appreciate what you did. You are very peaceful.